Okay, for anybody that's been following this little repair video or update video, whatever you want to call it, here's the 4850. There's the hood handles on. I got the lights in the front here. Right there, new lights. Looks pretty nice. Steps, of course, are done. The driveline shield. Got those lights added. New cab mirrors. Got a hammer strap because it was missing pieces. Ironically, this sway block here was missing, so that's new. Or new to me because it's out of junkyard. But pretty nice tractor, original paint, which I've mentioned over and over. And it's even got like the original rubber on the handles and everything still. So I'm quite happy with the way everything's turned out, and I think it looks pretty good. Got the steps there on the right side, and there's our mirror. And you'll see me in the next clip installing that. So I don't always take these videos in any particular order. I try to edit and put them together the best of my ability. Anyway, what do you guys think? Looks good. So anyway, there it is. And there's the inside. It's not 100% perfect finished, but you know, pretty close. So there it is. 60 series cup holders, corner posts. I got the new kick panels. I am waiting on the screws. I still got to finish that up. But there's that. It looks good. I got this put on here. I gotta get a new door seal. This door seal shot. And anyway, this pad all looks good. Got the little piece there. New boot. There's a new door seal, but I'm not sure it's the right part number. When you order door seals for this, you really need to pay attention to these cab serial numbers, because this seal's crushed. It's got a tear right there, so that'll have to be getting replaced yet. Otherwise, just scrubbing up the floor and looking pretty good. So watch the rest of the video, what I was doing, and towards the end of the video I asked the question of why. And there's a lot of things in life that get questioned, and sometimes questions lead to actually ticking people off, because they hate being questioned, because half the time documentation and proof just tend to pissing people off. But anyway, take a look at those clips, and see you on the next. Alright, I'm preparing to install this other light here, and you want to measure back from the front to the rear. It goes to a double layer steel back there, and then there's this backing, and the lights sit down here. You can see the line here in the front of where the plastic trim comes out at, and then the plastic that holds the lights is 1 inch beyond that, which I've made a faint mark there. And then there's the back of the metal. So you only have about a 3/4 inch gap here to work with to get your stem of your bolt to install without interference there. So there's just not a lot of room in there for error. So I measure about 650 times, then I go ahead and drill it. And this tractor, when I pulled this out here, this was just packed. Absolutely packed full of dirt. So I'm getting everything cleaned out here before I reassemble that. And a lot of times these light housings were put in dry, and of course this one was. I pulled it out, and you can see somebody's changed the bulbs, and they've modified some wiring there, and not modified it a very good way. But this insert would not come out, so I ended up having to break the plastic housing. I epoxied it in, and I ran a threader through it. But when you put this back in, it never sees the crap out of them. Anyway, other things in this tractor I've been doing. I got the steps that were on the left side originally, and I put them on the right. If you want to climb up on there, you can just pop the toolbox off that one pin and climb up there. I think on the 4450 I've done the same thing, but I think I'd moved the toolbox ahead like a position there so it didn't interfere so much, which I'll probably do yet. I did get the new lights in up here. They look pretty good. There's a little nick there in the factory decal. It's original decals, original paint. But anyway, I got the new lights in. They look good. And I bought the front handle here for fuel. And John Deere gives you specific instructions. You measure from this lip up, and you measure from this little crease edge here where this front piece attaches back. And then you can drill that and mount that on. I don't know what the hell that even was. It was hanging on the front axle. I took that off. And the air stack, I got a new rubber boot because it was getting hard and nasty. And so I got a new rubber boot there, and got that mounted. And there you can see that, how close that nut is, just right there to the edge. But it's mounted correctly and it'll fit in here. I'm going to test the wires, hook everything up, then get the light assembly put back together. And the reason I was adding these is they got a pretty good field of vision here. The light kind of goes out a little bit past the front tire, whereas I'm actually trying to get it quite a ways past. Give it more of a peripheral field of view. The 8000 series had a pretty nice set of lights on them where they could see out to the side a lot better. So I'm trying to add that. They did sell a light kit that actually one went below this box, and the other one on top of the stair on the other side is square. And I'm going to see if I can still get that kit at all. Okay, I always thought John Deere did a poor job of grounding these. It just goes through the hole and uses this bolt hole, which I'm going to shine up. I went after the factory connections and just used Scotch locks, so I didn't destroy the wires. And Scotch locks seem to work okay, but you definitely want to use dielectric silicone grease to seal them up so the moisture doesn't get into them. And as I just mentioned, somebody's changed these wires on the other side on the light assembly originally, but at least the factory wiring harness coming out of the tractor is original. So all is good. And there you can see, just one-handed here. That'll fit right back up in there where it was before. So now I can get it all bolted back. You guys ever read loan documents through Case, John Deere, pretty much any single bank that has anything to do with the equipment? There's always a line in every single contract I've ever seen that says basically you decline a jury trial. It says that in every single one. You guys ever wonder why that is? That's probably because jury trials have a heart and have common sense, and the court systems don't. So here's an invoice from the Outback Steakhouse from when Callie went there. Apparently you get a rewards card or rewards points if you give them your phone number. So she should get 50% off her next visit, but apparently she checked her online's rewards points, and she does not have online's rewards points because this ticket was entered to a different phone number. So she called in, and they said, well, it's irreversible. So obviously a waitress or whoever entered it made a mistake, or possibly did it on purpose. If it was a friend of theirs phone numbers, who the hell knows. But anyway, because they didn't do it right, you as the customer loses out. Interesting. I'm just looking in my refrigerator here. A pack of ground beef I had Kelly pick up. This is 2.101 pounds, $5.49 a pound, 11.03. Jesus, I am quite seeing a difference here between what that animal's selling for on the hoof at the local sale barn versus that. Anybody care to comment why? Well, this will probably be a black hole here, but I got the headliner here a little bit ago, and I'm getting it put up there. And I did order this piece of tin here, if you can see it. And I noticed that they came with an angle cut in. The reason I ordered this is because it was actually rotted off. It comes with angle cut ends. Well, because these 30s didn't have the corner post upholstery here, they cut that at an angle. So the right hand side, the piece was okay, so I tried to match the angles when I put it up there, but you know, fits in quite nicely with the corner post upholstery, and the speakers are pre-cut. They don't have quite the cutout yet, but I'll get the bezels cleaned up and get the speakers cleaned up, get them put in next. And then I got this panel, and then I gotta glue this panel on and get the filter put in, and then this 4630 will be actually coming together quite well here. Looking pretty good. So a little bit more. I got this from tractorupholstery.com. Same with the corners. $270 for the entire kit throughout the ceiling. And the John Deere, I think, wanted like $380, and a lot of theirs is coming from K&M, which I don't find to be the greatest quality kits in the world. Anyhow, looking quite nice, and I'm liking the way it's coming together. Just trying to get all the little hardware sorted out and finished up in this older 30 series tractor, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the way it's looking. And we got our intercooler gaskets here, so we can get that put together right away, and hopefully have a running tractor here in another few days. So I also got my door strip that came, and I told you guys I did the bottom one, and I got this upper one on here. I've been cleaning all this stuff, metal up. I got this one on. I got a clamp here because I'm having to use epoxy, and this snaps around the hole. I got a little bit more cleaning to do up around this trim, so it's just dirty. But yeah, it's coming together quite well. So stay tuned for this, and I hope you guys can throw something in the comments when I ask all those questions of why. And there's a lot of things in life like that, the question of why, and a lot of it goes back to perceptions or mentalities, but it seems like anymore as the United States we're getting to be more divided, so that's why I ask things such as why. So you guys weigh in on those topics, and stay tuned for this and more. And thank you to everybody that weighed in on the my little, I guess you could call it, rant about that John Deere dealership guy. And apparently it's actually a much more common problem than I thought, with other dealers doing the same thing, which is really quite sad to see. And anyway, more tractor videos coming. And one thing I wanted to mention before I ended this video is I actually have quite a few people locally that watch the channel and have confessed to watching it, or told me that hey, I watched your videos. And I appreciate everybody that does watch them. Even appreciate the local people that watch them. But back to that question of why, I've actually caught some bad feedback on some of these videos. And when I decided to do YouTube as a full-time deal here, or I guess you could call it full-time, or more entertaining series of videos, obviously the subscriber counts went up, so that means there's quite a few people that like them. But at the same time, I've caught some local blowback from it. So asking the question of why, if you don't like me, you don't like the videos, why do you continue to watch? So anyway, for you that do like it and do continue to watch and the channel continues to grow, thank you, and see you on the next one.